Alright, good morning. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. So it's Saturday morning. Fuzzy's going to work a day shift on Saturday. I was originally scheduled off, but it didn't work out that way, which is fine. So it's about 4:40, which normally I don't do videos this late, but I kind of overslept. But I really want to do a video this morning, so we're going to make it work out. So I've been saying I was going to do a Micromatic shave, so today we're going to do a Micromatic shave, and I've got one in this really nice little green Bakelite case, and you open it up, and you got the razor in there, and you got a used blade and a new blade bank and that kind of stuff, and really nice. So used to, I always said for this razor it was the open comb Micromatic, but then I got to looking, or actually somebody pointed out, it wasn't me that originally pointed this out, was that this is the Micromatic. Then you had the clog proofs, then you had the flying wing or the guide and eye. So if you say Micromatic and you leave it at that, you're talking about the open comb. So it's really redundant to put open comb Micromatic, and for some reason I decided I didn't want to do that. So anyway, these things are really neat. They're built like tanks. More precisely, they're built kind of like Russian tanks. They're just tough, and they're twist open. And I think they were the first twist to open. They were twist to open before Gillette was twist to open. So there you go. Also, notice that we're doing this without coffee because, like I said, I overslept. But I did want to get a shave in this morning. So you take your old blade, put them in. Now this one is one of the models that has the bumps. They actually had double-edged blades that would for these Micromatics. Never shaved with one, and every one I've ever seen was so rusty you couldn't really use it. You couldn't even hone it, whatever, and bring it back to use. So they had the bumps in there because it was a flat blade and it would hold it up, or whatever. My understanding. But anyway, this is the bump one. They have the bumpless models, and they all shave the same. Don't let someone tell you that because one's got the bump in it or doesn't have the bumps in it or yada 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 whatever, that there's a big difference in the shave, and you got to do this and you got to do that. And if you have a bumpless model, you don't need to shim. You want to shim something, go install a door or a window or something. People that shim razors, flipping blades, shimming razors, you know, really people. So I was looking around. I haven't used this soap in a while. I've got it in this really neat little scuttle. This is an old Foley scuttle, by the way. And again, I didn't use it like it was really meant to be used. We'll do another one on that one again one of these days. But this is Shaving Factory soap. And I get it at a place over in Lafayette. And it's actually a Turkish soap. It's a tallow soap, and it's made in Turkey. And like other Turkish soaps that we've used and I've used and stuff like that, it's a really nice shave. It really is. Excuse the hair. The hair looks a little wild, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. So everything's behind the stop and clamped down good. These things are not hard to find, and they're not expensive, and they're just an incredible razor. You can't grow something they can't shave. I don't know how you would. They just any of the line. The flying wing is the one that people sometimes call the bullet tip, and then they had it also had a plastic tip. They're really neat. They had the guide and eye, which I've got one around somewhere I'll find, and we'll do a video on that here before long. Now Jim says when you read the directions that you run it flat on the face. They actually put a little tag on them that said, you know, shave flat on face, but flat on face, however they worded it. And in my world, that's how you do it. It's the best way to do it. And of course, you always got that little crowd of people that say, well, you know, if I run it just a little bit at an angle, just a little bit off, just a little bit, I can feel the difference. No, you can't. But, you know, if you're in that world and that's you, and, you know, that paints your happy little trees, okay, whatever. All right, well, this being one of them Turkish soaps, number one, I'm going to get it all over myself. But anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with being a Turkish soap. But with it being a Turkish soap, you're going to get a great lather out of it. This particular soap has a nice barbershoppy smell. Speaking of barbershoppy smells, There are actually car air fresheners, the little trees that are called Fresh Shave, I believe is the scent. Buddy of mine showed them to me, gave me one or two, and I've got one in my truck now. And first I saw them at Walmart, and then I saw the other day that O'Reilly's Auto Parts had them. So check around and see. They're a nice barbershop smell, and you can use them. But like I said, we're going to run it, use the head as the angle. Most, single edge razors, that's what you do anyway. But this one, we just want to run it down flat on the skin. And this is a second day blade or third day blade, I can't remember. And you just run it flat on your skin, and it's just like shaving with anything else. Especially the Micromatic here had a reputation of being a beast. And it's a reputation that in the past I have said the same thing. That, they were a beast, and you needed to be sure that you knew what you were doing when you ran them, and yada, yada, yada. I was part of that crowd. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you're not careful with a Micromatic, you can create irritation. They're a heavy razor, built really well. But the heavy razor doesn't continue to the irritation, doesn't contribute to the irritation. Don't. Razor's razor, blade's a blade. You're the one that causes the irritation, not the razor. But if you run it flat, light pressure, angle of pressure, do it like it's supposed to be done. It's called technique, and you'll be fine with the Micromatic. Now, as we said before, open comb does not denote necessarily aggressive razor, but you can get a lot of blade feel in a Micromatic. But any kind, it does really good on a couple of days growth, whatever, several days growth, a week's growth, whatever. It does really well. But you can also use it as your daily shaver. And to me, that's going to be the test of a razor, is how it does as your everyday razor. I've noticed over the years that it's easier to get a good close shave on, when you're shaving a couple of days worth of growth, as opposed to when you're just shaving every day. If you're shaving every day and you're shaving off a really short, growth, your technique has to be better, in my book, to get a good shave. Now, the technique's all the same, trust me, but your technique has to be better. So see how nice that trimmed up around the goatee? There's no issues running this thing around your face. Really not. So a good test of your razor to see if your technique is up is your everyday shave. And a Micromatic, any of them, can do a really, really, really good job. All you have to do is have proper technique, run it nice and flat on your face, let it work the way it's intended, and you end up with a very nice shave. Looks a lot like that. Alright. Now you'll also notice that, like I said, we're running behind this morning. I really am. And, I don't care. But the shave does not take a tremendous amount of time. Now, could I have saved a little time and things going a little bit faster maybe if I'd squirted some goo? Or used a brushless cream, which you've seen me use, and I do have those. Would things go a little faster? I don't know, maybe. But we're doing a traditional wet shave, 3-pass shave, 2 lather passes, and witch hazel, which I just splashed up in my eye. That's not fun. Flashed up around my eye, I should say. And I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of time involved here over what we normally would. Come through and do our regular touch up under here, front of the ear, Make sure the goatee feels good. Man, it does. So there you go, Micromatic shave. There's a lot of people that really like Micromatics, and there's a lot of people that really don't like Micromatics. And people that don't like Micromatics are generally the ones that have technique that generally sucks. Sorry. All right, we're gonna get this all dried off. And then I think we're gonna use a classic old man scent. Now there's several of them. You got Brute, that's classic old man, right? Old Spice, that's world famous, everybody's first thought old man usually. Aquavelva, Stetson. There's a lot of old man scents, but we're going to use, this is was Rite Aid before they sold all the Rite Aids here. This is what Rite Aid had. This was their knockoff version of the Menon Skin Bracelet, which is definitely classic. Old man. Now, this is a good smelling version. I like it. It's got plenty of good menthol hit. Got the good stuff in it. But I think the original is actually better on this one. So there we go. Micromatic shave. Shaving Factory Turkish soap. And the brush we used was just the Ever Ready 650 PB with the cheap old Chinese bore in it, which is still going very strong and still giving really good shaves. Easy and peasy. You just turn it, twist it open. Top comes open. You can dry your blade off. Remember, when we dry the blade off, let's do a quick lesson. Hold it by the spine. And you can just grab it with a towel, and then you can just dry the blade off. There's nothing complicated about this. Carbon steel, single edge blades do need a little maintenance. They do require that you dry the blade off. There we go. No rant this morning. If you were tuning in for the rant, I'm sorry. I'll think of something next time. It's not like I have a problem covering rant. So we're at 12 minutes. And that's even with me talking and carrying on. You know, we're at 12 minutes. I'm going to rinse the brush. The razor is already ready to be put up. At this point, you can go back in the case, and I'll rinse the brush off and be done. So there we go. We're going to be under 13 minutes here. All right, so y'all have a good morning. I'm going to go put in a Saturday morning at work, which is mostly going to consist of catching up paperwork that got dumped on my desk. So there we go. Paperwork day. Yeah, it happens. All right, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.